Assalamu alaikum students. Today lecture is all about preprocessing. We have started in the previous lectures. Today lecture is lecture 5th. That what we have done so far, machine learning module 1 that you can see in the previous lectures. And then in the module 2 we have started Python, that is called module 2. You can also see it's 4 lectures. We have started data processing. Today is its second lecture. Overall its lecture is 5th lecture, and normalization is our topic today. Scaling we have already done. So today is all about normalization. Data processing techniques, we have already learned scaling, normalization, binarization, standardization, and data level. These are 5 techniques. Scaling is already done. So normalization is a technique. Another useful technique that is used for the data preprocessing. It is used to rescale the each row of the data to have a length of 1. So maximum length of 1. It is mainly used in the sparse data sets. You can say that light data sets where we have lots of zeros, lots of near to zero values. So we can rescale the data with the help of normalizer class of the scikit-learn by Python library. But going for the practical, we can have to learn that normalization has two subtypes, L1 normalization and L2 normalization. L1 normalization, it may be defined as the so further we are going for the separately normalization. L1 type modifies the dataset values in a way that in each row the sum of the absolute values will always be up to 1. It is also called least absolute deviation. So once again I will repeat that this techniques of normalization, we can call that L1, that is used that is modifies the dataset values in a way that each row sum of the absolute values will always be up to 1. And on the other hand, L2, the second type of the normalization is, so this technique, minor differences between them, L1 and L2, is that it modifies the dataset values in a way that in each row the sum of the squares will equal up to 1. Sum of the square in the previous sum of the values of the up to 1. So it is called least square method or least square normalization, L2 normalization. So we're going for the practicals. So we go to the Python book 3 in the lecture. As far as the practical for the L1 normalization is concerned, we have done some few tasks I have already done. For the database diabetes, we use the libraries to import, and we use the same data set diabetes. So that print and see the data set. Already we have know that you can see that it's 9 data features that we are using. Now we are going for the use the L1 scalar, through which we use the normalizer. So here I have code data normalizer. Normalizer will feed the norm L1. This L1 is just for uh, this is the basic L1 for L1 normalization. So we fit this model on that array that we have already formed with the name array, and then we go for the transformation process that related after this array transform to the normalized form, and then assign this value to the data normalizers variable, data normalized variable. Yes, so here is it is as we run, here is some error showing. Let me check what is wrong here. Maybe normalizer and array, everything is okay. Normalizer, it's okay. So now for summarize the data for the output as per our choice, here we are setting the precision 2 and showing the first few rows. So set print options uh, to show the results, show the minimum results. So I set the precision 2, and then I want to print the normalized data by the L1 normalizers. Print normalized data for L1, and then I put the variable name normalized data set comma data normalized. So here I put the arguments for the first few data features, like I want to see only 4 rows, that's why I put the 4 here. You can see now I want to run this. So what is output? So here we can say that these are all data that is in the power of exponents. You can see that, and to see the difference, here it is 148 point something, 1.121 point something, but here you can say that all data is between 0 and 1. You can say that whatever you check that power of. So as far as the practical is concerned for the L2 data normalizer, here we can say that the same process for the previous 2 lectures. So now we are going for the L2 normalizer as we did for the L1. There is a minor difference between these two because L1 is sum of the square of the each row, that will be up to 1. The maximum value for the that is 1, and there is no. What is the difference between these two? So we can see that here data normalizer, and here we use the L same coding. There is no difference between the coding, just we set the norm for normal normalization L2. There is no difference, and then say fit that array that we have already uh, used, and then uh, we after analyzers model normalizers we assign the data to the data normalized variable, something different variable name. Here is normalized data normalized normalizer, because there we put normalizer. So we transform the array by data normalizer and assign to the data normalized variable. So let me check. Sorting. That is problem transform, and then next error is showing that maybe we have put the variable name with the wrong. Yes, 1 2, there is no L2. So go forward and we want to compile this. So it shows that, let me compile this data normalizer. Go after completing the data, so it's okay. Now I put the same coding that were previous for the precision 2 data normalized, and I want to see first 4 rows. Normalize for the L2 data normalized. I think now it's okay. So here we can see that all the data is up to 1 limit, because it shows the each row's sum of the squares will always be equal to the 1. Next lecture we will discuss binarization. I hope it's enough for you.